And from the United States of America, we have Coach Enrico Quintana.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and good morning here in the US. Stay tuned. Congratulations, guys.
Mm.
Of course, joining us as well, the living proof, Alex Cruzon.
Yes, yes, good to be here. Good to be back with you guys. And the Brill brothers, congratulations. I know how it feels. It's a great feeling. And let's talk about it. Let's see how far.
Okay, guys. So, but anyway, okay. sorry. I was distracted. I was just distracted right now because one of our guests was also drafted. But we have to share screen first. What
What?
went on behind the?
No!
So this is
No, please! We are live!
That's right.
Oh my
Alright.
goodness!
Bing, bing, bing.
I-
Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing,
Oh
bing.
my god!
Bing, bing,
What?
bing.
That
Bing,
Thank
bing,
was
bing, bing,
you!
bing.
that was one of the
See,
best intros right now.
oh
Okay,
my
Ivan
God.
That's
Saldaheno,
the worst! That's the worst!
No,
we
it's
enjoyed
not.
it. We enjoyed it. Ivan Saldaheno of Dugout Philippines is with us as well. Ivan,
Awesome.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and please don't try that at home.
and now our guest, our very special guest for today, who is still in euphoria right now. Okay, the Brill brothers, Louie and Loren. How are you guys doing?
Mm.
Doing good, doing good. Thank you for having us.
Okay, first question here. Okay, run us through the draft day. What was the day before? I mean, did you get some sleep? Did you? What was in your head? How did you manage to sleep before the day of the draft?
Um, it was just one of those where I was actually able to get some sleep, but then I think it hit me the hardest that it was draft day when I had to figure out what outfit to wear to make sure that it's draft day. It's really happening now. And it's just one of those where you talk about it a lot, with your friends, family, and other coaches as well. But then when that day actually hit, it was March 14th, and it hit me hard saying, like, it's draft day. I was driving around, and that's where, when you're starting to drive around, you start thinking a lot and just couldn't get, the idea of draft day out of my head. And it's just madness for me.
Lauren, how
Mm.
about you?
For me, actually, I was kind of tossing and turning the night before. I was kind of thinking, I was like, if I go here, if I go there, like how would it look like for me? And you always have to ask the questions like which coach I'd be playing for, who are the guys I'd be joining, and that's just kind of what hit me. But also, it's kind of came full circle. Like, wow, like me and my brother, we talked about this since we were kids. My dad, my mom, they're always talking about the PBA. We came to the games as well as the
Mm.
kids. And now like, oh, like I get to be the guy in the uniform now. And like during the timeouts, I'm gonna see that little kid like shooting around on the hoop, and I was that little kid. So it's like, wow, like this is actually it's serious. And it's kind of dream come true and just glad to be here. So yeah.
Okay, Lauren, another question here, and Louis. Uh, Hours before the draft, I mean, you're dressed up.
Mhm.
Did you dress up fully? Did you have pants, slippers, or just a top? But this is a different type of draft.
Yeah. It's a Zoom, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely came across my mind that, I was wear a top, just
That's it.
formal up here, headshot. But I knew it was a special day, so I knew I had to dress to the occasion, dress nice because I know that it's gonna be one of these days I'll never forget for the rest of my life. And I felt that, dress for the occasion is always the mindset for that. Granted, whether it
Mhm.
be on call through Zoom or if I'm there in person where I'm at, I just want to make sure that I'm just prepared for the moment.
Lauren,
For me, I already knew like in my head before I left, I put my suit in the luggage, like, oh, I'm wearing this suit. And then they told us about, I think, 2 days before the draft, we had a dry run to explain what we have to wear, how the camera has to be. And then one of them like immediately said, you have to wear pants. So I was like, oh, you can't just wear the top. So I already was going to wear a suit, but then like a coat and tie. But then they're like, just wear a black polo. And I was like, oh man, like I had a suit planned out. So I just decided to wear the black polo with some dress pants, dress shoes. So like, like look good, feel good, So like I was coming to it.
Of course.
And I even put on cologne to just kind of like, get the like good mojo.
Get that
going.
vibe, get that vibe going. Ooh,
Even though I wasn't going anywhere, I was feeling good and I was smelling good too. So
yeah.
Okay, Alex, you want to throw in the questions? I pass on the mic to everyone here because I know everyone will have their questions.
Well, yeah. Well, the question is, man, I mean, like, I know your heads are in the right place. Your father has taught you very well. He has groomed you. The question is that this is, I guess, everybody's question. How are you going to spend your first professional paycheck?
First thing I'm gonna do is actually give back to my parents and family. First and foremost, help them out. Help also, just those extended family members that need help. Just help them out as much as I can because my parents and family have helped me through this process. They've given me so much, sacrificed so much. So the first thing I want to do is just help them out, whether it be type of bills, type of payments, anything possible just to help them out in their
car. Get a car.
We'll
Make
see.
it simple. Just buy, both of you combine your contracts and just buy them the car. That's it. And I know for sure they would be so happy for you to buy a car from somebody. They'll be like, oh, the Brill brothers, let's give them a discount and we'll take a picture. I know how it goes, bro. Okay, so you guys are in the right seat right now to be talking like that. And you also are very humble, so you deserve whatever you get.
Alex, it's a good thing that they are brothers in this draft. They can split the fees of the car.
The cost, that's right. That's right. Yes, and you sure will.
But Alex, how did you spend yours? First paycheck.
You learn from Kuya Alex. The first paycheck is when the first club was open. It was called Mars, and this is when I first came there in the Philippines in 1999, 2000.
Mars.
And when I signed Mars, you remember Mars, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. And I was in Mars for a couple of days. Actually, yeah. But after that,
you checked in.
It was just I checked in, but I checked out, and it was back to work. I celebrated. I sent a little bit of money home, and that's how I did it because I guess I'm from New York City. I'm from Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Staten Island. So, the celebration to me was to go out, share it with whoever was with me through my struggles of practicing, training. And I did that. Use have your head on the right shoulder and you have family. That's what counts. Number one is you have family out there. And you got people that been there from the day one. The day ones, huh? The day ones you don't forget. So you're talking exactly like a professional right now. And it's gonna carry on. And I know your father groomed you because he's been there before. You are definitely in the right seat, in the right family, and in the right direction, the both of you. So just keep going. I mean, listen, it's nothing but shooting for the rainbows now. It's all going to be rainbows from here on in. You both have a great head on your shoulder, and I believe that you are going to create a bigger name than your father's because you're going to stay there. You get what I'm saying? And you're going to live out and play out the rest of your career.
Yeah.
And I see nothing but great things for you kids. Keep going.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Okay. We'll give the birthday boy his chance to crack the some questions here. Brian and later Ivan.
I thought Ivan was the birthday boy.
Ivan?
Ivan first.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay. So for both of you guys, let's talk about the draft itself because Lu- Lauren was drafted ahead of the likes of Andre Paras and Jun Manzo, and eventually the likes of Jed Mendoza later on. So talk about talk about you guys being drafted ahead of these more prominent players. You were drafted ahead of there were a good bunch of players that were drafted after you.
Yeah. We knew coming into this class that there was going to be a lot of talent. So whether we got drafted in the first round or the second round, third round, we knew that wherever we got drafted, there's always more talent behind us. And when that happened, because there was a lot of guys drafted before us who were talented and after us, so we were just humble
Mhm.
wherever we were. So from there, we're just thankful for the moment, and we just realized like everyone's talented at this point, and now depends on how much work you put in and how faithful to the grind. Because it's back to the same schedule, and after the draft, we just continue to work hard, stay in the gym, and obviously just make sure our heads on straight.
How about you, Lauren? Especially that you were drafted ahead of RK Ilagan, who, according to many mock drafts, should have been drafted in the second round.
Mhm. I knew RK because I actually got to work out with him. One of my first workouts was Tenebra, so I already knew he was a great player. And when I found out that I was actually drafted before him, I was kind of surprised myself because he's made a household name. But like I said, it's all about just now what we do with it. So he's going to Alaska, so I'm pretty sure he's going to have a good career there. But it's all about just kind of focusing on where do we go from here and kind of taking the next step.
All right. How about you, Louis, being drafted ahead of the likes of Jun Manzo, Jed Mendoza?
Um, it was actually one of those I kind of I was kind of surprised to see those guys not get drafted because I was actually I had a short stint with Jun Manzo at Dillman's College. We were supposed to be PBA D League teammates, but he decided to focus on his schoolings, and then I also played it against him in Team B. When I played for Sunbeta, I played him against the Father Martins tournament. I mean, he's a great player. I was just one of those where I know these guys are good. I've seen Jed Mendoza also play as well at JRU. I've seen these guys. So I was just happy for myself that I was just fortunate enough to be in that position. I mean, no discredit to those guys, but those guys are good as well. It's just one of those where I felt like it was just what management wanted at the time, and it's just I was just fortunate enough and lucky to be drafted before those guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Ernest. You're up.
Ryan, ang seryoso ni Ivan.
Ivan, I have a question.
Yes.
Phone-in question, Ivan. How many teams daw nagbigay ng workout sa'yo?
Ivan,
What?
ilan daw?
Meron ba nagbigay ng workout sa'yo? Wala.
Wala.
Wala mo na wala
okay.
mo ng commercial ha. May play na naman yung ano ni Ivan eh.
Uy!
Ready na nga eh. Ready na.
Yes.
I have a question for Louie and Lauren. Okay, so you guys were in the latter rounds. Did it ever reach a point that you felt that you might not fall? Did that ever cross your mind?
Of course, there's always that that doubt and just the fearful of the unknown because that's reality for me. What to expect, and it was just one of those where I felt I was confident enough to be in that situation by placing my name and going through it, including the fact that there is at first 97 applicants before it was cut into, I believe, 87 of that nature. So it never really came across my mind. I just put my faith in God, and then I had my peers and my family and friends just help reassure me that I made the right decision, and I just let God's work help me out in this situation. I was just fortunate enough and blessed to be drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, because in like reality in life, there's nothing 100% guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether you make a loan, whether you make a payment, there's always a chance that it could fall. So I for me, I understood that's a reality. So I understood that it's possible that I might not get my name called, but I kind of always told myself, and my parents always told me, just always be a half, just view it half, the glass half full. So how are you going to go from there? Like I've heard stories about obviously NBA players like Isaiah Thomas, like NFL players like Tom Brady, where they get drafted late or they're the last pick, or guys just go undrafted. But it's always come back to like, so what now? Like, are you going to pout and mope about it, or are you going to work harder and kind of keep grinding? So that's what I always told myself beforehand. And I was lucky and blessed. And obviously, like Louis said, we have a great support system. So when I heard my name, it was a blessing.
So, would you mind me asking if I ask you? Actually, the question was really directed to you. I was just joking with Ivan. How many teams? How many teams gave you a workout with invited you to work out with them? Would it,
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to work out with any teams. They were telling me that it was tough to bring in guys because of the COVID protocol situation, and that they were focusing on the main guys at that time. But I mean, it was just one of those where I was okay with that because I know how I could play. I know what I'm capable of, and it was just one of those where I still worked out on my own. Granted, they weren't able to see me. I mean, I have been around, Philippine basketball for the past couple of years, and then I also was a practice player for Northport. So at least I was comfortable with that situation, not being able to work out with guys, just because I've already had experience with coaches, talking to them prior to hand. So I was all right with it.
For me, since I was a new face, new kid on the block, unlike my brother, since my brother already been around the scene, I had the chance to work out with teams because a lot of people are asking like, who the hell is this guy? So for me, I got to work out with 3 teams. So the first team contacted me was Ginebra, and then I worked out with Ginebra, and then right after my workout ended, Magnolia contacted me saying, hey, we want to see you the next day. So it was a back-to-back workout. And then I had a little quiet period until before the draft, after the application deadline to finalize the list. I had a Rain or Shine contacting me saying they wanted to see me play. So total of 3 teams. And then one more. I had right before the actual draft. I was supposed to work out with Talk and Text, but that didn't fall through. So yeah, so 4 teams really wanted to see me.
Oh, those are big name teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last question here, because I got to talk with one of our coaches, who had some of his players drafted. It's a given that being the new guys, being the young, the fresh blood, you'll be fighting for slots with the veterans. Now, for sure, you're gonna get some bumps and bruises whenever you get to practice that. Are you guys ready for that?
I've been around the PBA for, like I said, the past 3-4 years now. Like I've had dealt hands with guys who are ex PBA as well. Like my former teammates were Papo Paredes. I was also teammates with Gab Banal. Jeff Havillionor was also a bruiser for his draft class. I've also had experience with Northport practices coming from the likes of Kelly Nabong, Christian Stan Hardinger, Mo Tautua. Getting hit from them, understanding I had to guard Stanley Pringle and Terrence Romeo times to time. And it's just one of those where, I mean, having learned that experience, I felt like I won't be, I guess, too intimidated or too worried about getting bumped and bruised, because those are the guys I have to play every day, So it's just one of those where I'm fortunate enough to at least be able to play with those guys to be ready for the next level.
Yeah, unlike Louis, I haven't had the chance to play here for a while, so I'm gonna be initiated. I'm just kind of be thrown like a trial by fire. So I'm ready for it. My brother was telling me like how to take the hits, how to avoid the hits, kind of being smart with it. And also, it's kind of been nice since me and my brother we got here. We just been watching a lot of film on all these PBA games from the recent in the bubble to probably 2 years ago, and just kind of seeing how some guys are able to avoid the contact, some guys are able to use the contact to their advantage. So, like Louie's already shown me a lot of pointers and tips, just about reading the situation. So, yeah, I just gotta learn how to just kind of put into practice now and just see how it goes.
All right, thanks, Ernest. Back to you.
Hey, we'll give the mic now to our PB Encyclopedia, who has seen a lot of players, who is also one of the video scouts in the league as well. Coach Emmer, you have an advice or question for these guys?
First, to Ivan. Ivan, Louie Brill and Loren was dropped ahead of you. Nakalimutan mo sabihin. You're in the 10th round. Either way, again, congratulations to both of you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Loren and Louie. And hopefully, both of you, we see you on this coming PBA. I know this your second day of training, no? In Norfolk and Meralco, and you have still 3 days. Is it tough or how it feels?
We actually haven't been able to train because of COVID protocol. That
Mhm.
guys, where they found out some guys were part of the contact tracing, so they're gonna need us to swab test first. But I'm assuming that we're gonna
Okay.
start within next day or 2 days from now.
Mm-hmm. Same
So
you, Loren.
Yeah, same for me. So just kind of being patient and still trying to get our work in before we're actually report to our teams.
So it's still a long way, huh?
Mhm.
yeah.
Before they know your status with the team. But I'll say it's good luck, and I know your father is very proud of you. I mean, your parents, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I know Coach Louis is very excited to see both of you now. Yeah. Ernest.
Thank you very much, Coach Emmer. Okay, next na magtatanong. Okay, Coach Enrico, you've seen these guys grow up. Now that they went to the league, now what is the thing that you're gonna say to them right now?
Well, actually, thank you, Ernest. Yeah, congratulations, guys. Like I told you, the DMB family, Familia DC is proud of you guys. And that's actually what my questions will gonna go. Like, because you're gonna be an household name in the gym. Like every time, we train kids, the coaches will say like, hey, you gotta work hard. So see those, Brill brothers now, where they at. So like, because I was just looking at the picture of you guys when you were like about 10, 12-year old, when we were playing outstate, intercity. Like now, how do you feel guys now that all of the work hard of your parent, I mean, like getting you, get where you at right now? So how is it? Did it flash back to you guys, or maybe think about it like, oh wow, I mean, we are already here. Like about I mean, I saw Loren, I mean Louie, like you're shooting 3 points when they were like 8, 9-year old in the gym, and now you are here. I mean, seeing you, I mean, like I'm really proud of you guys. It's just like I'm speechless to see you guys there. Like when we went championship back 5 years ago, Loren like came from not you, not even in Old Dominion at that time, and came home from the Philippines, Louis boy. So how is it? How is it those rides, guys?
it's honestly just a surreal feeling. I mean, it's just one of those where we've talked about it. I mean, I was able to get a glimpse of like that limelight or just being part of the scene when I was started out when I played under Coach Olson in the at the Siaba tournament. And it was just one of those like Philippine basketballs. Like I could like this kind of lifestyle, but then I came back home and it was just one of those where, yeah, like you said, we did all those interstate tournaments, we did those house leagues, and it was just one of those where we had so many obstacles and so many difficulties to overcome. But it was just one of those we just kept pushing through, and it's just it's nice to say, like, it's nice to hear my name being called in the draft. It's like, wow, like I'm given the opportunity to, not only represent myself, but my family, like you said, the DMV area, it's just back to the roots and just thinking about how I started at a young age, watching my dad play, seeing XP or other PBA guys in these interstate tournaments, hearing about how they were a legend back there, and now I have the opportunity to hopefully follow their footsteps, or even, just even be close to them at least. It's an unbelievable feeling.
I think for me, it started hitting me like when our old inner city teammates that we've known since about 8, 9 years old were congratulating us, saying like, "Hey, like
Nice.
you guys did it." And I think
Oh
as
yeah.
athletes, we're so prone to looking ahead, not really
Mhm.
Mm.
concentrating like in the moment, being like fully in the
Mhm.
moment. So then like that really hit me. I was like, wow, like we talked about it, like I said. We worked hard and we had those moments where it felt like it wasn't our day, or it was like, hey, maybe it's just not for us. But then when you get to like overcome all those obstacles, all those kind of moments of doubt, and it's kind of hits you just like, wow, like we were able to achieve something, not just because of ourselves, but because other people believed in us, that we continue to push. And like, yeah, I still get goosebumps talking about it, because I can't believe it's actually happened.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what actually like what I'm saying is because me, when I see you guys in the draft, that's where it came from for me. Like when I see Coach Louie in the gym preparing for all these leagues and everything, and you guys on the side keep shooting and shooting, like we'll tell you, yeah, you gotta go on the side, kids. And now, man, those olds, you gotta go in the side. Let these kids play now. But anyway, like, and the thing is, like, for Louis, Louis boy, I just want to say this before that my last questions for Lauren. Um, Louis played in my house league team, and I watched him play like in one of those are one of the toughest games because he played against the young collegiate and juvie. But at the time, I see you how you dominates there in the house league. So I was just watching you the entire game, and I see like I asked Coach Louis when are he's going back to the Philippines. He said, yeah, he's going back. We're planning to get him there. So I said like, he's ready. I see you. You're ready. I mean, you've been ready, and you work hard to be there. And that's not easy. Like Alex has been saying, like it's not easy to be a Philam staying in the Philippines away from your family. There's a lot of things
Mhm.
that you can take. Like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna come back and whatever. And but yeah, congratulations with you, Louis, sticking it there. Keep it grinding and working out. I'm proud of you, boy.
Thank you so
And
much.
to Lauren, there's another thing. Like there's a coach that who spoke to me about one of your training, and I don't know if it will concerns you, but just like a maybe constructive criticism, like he said that like I mean you might be out, a little bit bigger than you used to be. But I
Mhm.
say, like I said, I told him that I seen you 5 years ago when we played championship, and I don't think I mean I've been seeing you same thing. Did you work out to get some muscle because of the division one, or it's just like of the COVID thing, and then now you wanted to work it out to get back on your speed.
I think it was kind of both. I think I was lifting more, but it was kind of like I couldn't get like the runs I needed to play, but I was still in shape. But it was still to the point where I just felt like too stocky. I was too heavy, like up top. So then like recently I was like, all right, like because my game, like I'm a bigger guard, but I was like, all right, let
Mhm.
me start altering, like trying to fit the system here. So I've able to like try to get leaner and just kind of get faster and fat. So I'm starting to
You'll
like
get there. You'll
You
get there,
get there.
man.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Mhm.
Trust me. Trust me. It's
Yeah.
in your blood,
It's
bro.
just
Trust me.
it's just something like just why I was asked that is because
Yeah.
we've been always been true to you guys, and that's a
Yeah.
criticism that I want you to put in your mind so that like you can keep on working out, because that's an advice for
mm,
another coach that
mm.
like looking at you. But I said like I mean you've been explosive ever since I saw you
Yeah.
see your game. I'm not worried about it. So what I'm saying is congratulations, Lauren. Like I guys,
Mm.
you know Do what you need to do, guys. I've been watching you by afar. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mm.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. And next na magtatanong sa atin, Aldrin, baka gusto mo batiin yung mga nasa live stream natin, ikaw ang kinakausap. No? At ikaw na rin, Aldrin. Ikaw na rin
Actually,
Ikaw na.
those Bibet Anastasio, Eugene Viral want some greetings from Loren and Louie. So they bugging me since Sunday. That's why I chat Loren on Sunday that I asking him if it's okay to interview him. So those guys are bugging me to have video greetings with Louie and Loren because of now they are in the PBA. So
Alex,
Bibet Anastasio.
these guys are getting fans already, eh? Haven't played a game, they're getting fans.
Listen. That's why I'm sitting here, and I remember this is the reason why. Like even when Alvin's talking, I remember like when you first get in that PBA and people know, just be prepared to be knowing what's real and what's fake. Just be prepared to know how to carry yourself. That's all I got to tell you. And it's a great feeling, especially when I got my first practice jersey. And here it goes. This is it. Keeping it Brill. Here it is. This is it, man. I mean, you got the fans. Aldrin's telling you the truth. He's not lying. That's why I like talking with Aldrin, because he'll tell you straight. You will get your fans. Just there it is.
Actually, I have some one question with Louie and Loren. I think Loren and those two are familiar with this. As you mentioned, this is your dream since you was a kid. This is already done by some NBA players, and I think Loren do this on the NCAA. What shoes will you use on your first game? Official game.
You want to take this one?
Official game in the PBA.
I don't know. I'm probably gonna wear.
The freaks.
Nah, I'm probably gonna wear the Kobe 6 Grinches.
Oh, okay.
That's probably gonna be my first game shoe, and I'm just gonna retire them. That's it. Never touch them again.
You can give it to me. I'm size 9. Actually, that's the real the real agenda. No.
How about Ivan? Ivan, what shoes?
Secret.
Pero bago masagutin
Oy!
ito muna.
Oy,
Ito na,
please lang.
Yan na.
Oh, pabor.
Okay.
Please.
Ayan.
Oh yeah. Please like and share to our viewers.
Okay,
yeah.
pwede mo na
Please
sagutin, Ivan. Pwede
like
mo na
and
sagutin.
share.
Yeah.
Like and share.
And please take that out of your minds.
I got another question for them, for Louie and Loren. When you got drafted, what did your dad tell you anything, or how did your dad react?
When we got drafted, our dad was actually still on the plane from South Korea to Manila, but we were able to talk to him afterwards after the draft, and he just, he says, we're here now. It's nothing for me. He told me nothing changed from when I first came to the Philippines. You still need to work hard for everything. You need to make sure you're doing everything right on the court and off the court. Advising me, doing the right things by doing the extra work, being on time, eating the right things, sleeping on time. It's just one of those where you just we're on that professional level now. So we have to hold a professional standard for us, as we carry ourselves. As Alex said, we got to carry ourselves like, we do this every day. This is our livelihood. So we just got to not only respect the game, but respect ourselves in that mindset.
Okay.
See, Lord.
For me, I got to talk to my dad after they got off the flight. So obviously first he was excited, ready to congratulate me. And the same lines with Louie, just kind of saying we're here now, we have our job to do, and just kind of reassuring hey, you played your game this far, don't need to switch it. like just stay confident and just be yourself, play, and like this is your job now, and you gotta make the most of it. So work hard and just kind of keep the mentality there and keep the faith. So
Okay, my question right now, because this is a quite different draft. You guys in your room, there are times that I'm sure you wish you were surrounded by your family right now. But
Mhm.
that did it kill the experience, or did it add up to a different experience for you guys? What was that feeling there inside your room? Uh, uh, all these times.
Just nervous, just like not knowing because you didn't really have any distractions. All you have is just the TV and just my brother at that time because you can't be looking. If it was at the mall, at least you kind of distract yourself, look around, kind of talk a bit. It's pretty loud, but it's quiet and it's just you're waiting for them. You're reading. You're trying to read the people who's announcing. You're trying to read their lips to see if they're. I'm looking for one of the coaches or players to say start with the name, start with the L, trying to hear it. It's like, is it me? And then next, it's just one of those you just keep waiting and waiting, and then but fortunately enough, we were able to at least hear our names called.
I think for
Awesome.
me, it was nerve wracking because I was imagining if I had to do this just by myself. So, but then with my brother there, obviously I felt reassured, and I was kind of looking next to him. I'm like, all right, like I'm good. Like I have someone in my corner at least. I don't have to go this by myself. But yeah, it was I was always thinking like, is this the team that's gonna pick me up? Just kind of asking like, okay, they're gonna pick me up. No, okay. So, and you kind of think about like double checking. It's like, all right, does this team need a point guard? Could this be me? And you just keep asking like the next question. It's like, oh, is this going to be me? And just a lot of hesitation and nervousness and anxiety with it. But once we both heard our names called, I think that was probably the most calm I've ever been, and this is the most excited I've been at the same time. So
Mhm.
All right, this is the thing. You guys have a different story because you're both brothers inside the same room on the same draft class. Lauren, what is it like when you got drafted? And of course, Louis has to wait for his time to be called. I mean, what was going on in between that between
so
that? Well, what was going on?
So, and first off, when Northport read my name, I thought I misheard it. I was like, wait, that's me, and it was kind of like a shock. Like, oh, like I got drafted. So obviously I was excited, and then now like it hit me. A lot of people were like messaging me like congrats and stuff, and I was just on my phone. But at the same time, I was like, I'm happy, I'm excited, but now I want to be almost like happier and excited when my brother gets called. So kind of when we were waiting in between, I was kind of letting him know, I was like, yeah, you're gonna get drafted. Just wait for it. And then like, when that moment happened, like just me, like I just love cheering for other people. So when he got drafted, I got more hyped for him than me when I got drafted. Like I was like yelling, hugging him, and you could see it on the TV. So, but in between then, I was kind of always just reassuring, like, hey, like you're gonna get drafted. Just kind of be positive, enjoy it. So
Luke, did it kill you during that time that your brother is called? Now, did it make you more anxious that hey, when am I gonna be called?
I bet you it did. I bet you it did.
Oh,
I
without a
bet you.
doubt. I mean, I was definitely one of those like, all right, we got one Brill out of the way. We need two in there. We need to hear two names. It was, I mean, I was happy for him. I mean, as the oldest brother of three other siblings, you just want to see all of your siblings succeed, and
Amen. Amen.
you just want to see them do well. And I already knew that he was going to get drafted. And there is nothing wrong, like no doubt about that. And I was happy for him. Like, I mean, he's prepared. He's worked his butt off for this. It was nothing new hearing his name, but of course, I definitely was a little bit anxious. I'm like, okay, I want to hear my name now. Like, let's go home. Like, I'm trying to go. Like, I my name, and I was pumped. But then when I finally heard Moralco Bolts call my name, it was just, so much pressure just lifted off me. It's
Yeah.
just, and it's one of those. Now we're both in there. I didn't care if I was the last pick. At least I just heard my name. But I was just fortunate enough to be in the fourth round, just around after my brother, and it was just something that we could just talk about and just say, hey, he might have the upper hand over here in the draft, but on the court, I'll probably have the upper hand.
Yeah, all right. We don't need
There it is.
Lou,
There it is.
do you know how many minutes?
It begins. So it begins now.
Lou, Lou, do you know how many minutes are you drafted in between, or how
Oh.
how what is the feeling? What do you think? How long was it before you and him?
I'm roughly guesstimating that it was since they stopped interviewing people towards after the second round.
Oh, you're doing the math.
Yeah, so I'm doing the math, counting major over here. I was doing the math. Yeah, so he was picked second round, and then I believe that Hanebra already passed. So from there we have, what is it, 9 more picks, and then another 8 more before me. So about 17 guys went before me. So we're looking at roughly, they announced it, talked about them a little. We're looking at maybe 35 to 45 minutes.
Did it feel like 35 minutes to you?
It felt like 35 to 45 years,
Yeah, exactly.
It was,
that was
definitely I thought, sitting in class in school, looking at the bell, those last 5 minutes were long, but these 35 minutes they were something else to me. And it was just, when I finally heard my name, time was flying by. I didn't even hear what the commentator said about me. I was able to see some of the drafts, but I was just in shock and in awe that my name was actually called. And it just triggered a flashback. I got drafted every 2 to 3 minutes. I got drafted. So it was nice to finally hear my name called for that.
Okay, now that you were drafted, Lou, this is the thing. One good thing about this draft is that he can already celebrate after getting drafted. You can just turn off the TV or whatever. Bring us to that minute after you got drafted. What was it like to be in your room in that time? Bring us there.
Push-ups.
I was just shocked.
Did you break some plates? Did you lift some chairs? What happened?
Yeah.
I couldn't move. If you saw my reaction, I'm just sitting there like, I got drafted. And I'm just shaking. I'm just sitting there like quiet, frozen. Lawrence cheers. Comes in, she gives me a kiss on the cheek, and I'm just still frozen. Like, I'm still looking at myself through the TV. Like, that's me. It's just one of those where it was an amazing experience.
I kind of saw the push that Loren gave to you. That was kind of hard. Did you feel it? Did you feel any pain or whatever?
I was numb. I couldn't feel anything. I could run through a brick wall and not feel anything. I was amped up, ready to go.
Okay,
but I like Alex thing. He said when he got drafted, he do push up after. You guys are you're rough, Alex.
In my mind, because in my mind, the way the kids are nowadays, the millennials, the Generation Zs, they'd be like, "Let's go!" And they start doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Let's go!
50, yeah, pick
so
up 50.
I'm just imagining, but both of them, because they both like to work out, they both like to be, when they probably heard in the camera and all, it was either Pancit Canton with some Panda Sal's, and then let's go, and then eat it, and then push ups, and go, oh, I'm hyped. I'm just envisioning.
I was screaming. I was like, "Let's go!" And that's when I grabbed.
See, I
him.
told you.
Yeah, that's actually what it is, man.
I grabbed him. I didn't feel like I pushed him. It was like a love tap. I was trying to give him a hug, but I was so hyped. So I don't know if it was.
Hell yeah.
Guys, because honestly, this guys has been playing when they were like 8 and 7 together.
Yeah.
In the tournaments and all the time. So of course, when you're sitting beside your brother, like, I wish I could have that experience too. You know
Okay,
what? They
Yeah,
know
that's
the name, right?
okay. You didn't get much sleep before the draft. Did you get sleep after?
No, no sleep
Which is harder to sleep, before or after the draft?
after the
I would
draft.
say, yeah,
After the
I
draft,
would
it's
say
harder to
after.
sleep after the draft.
Because you just got so much
Yeah.
adrenaline in you. You're just like, oh, that happened.
Yeah,
And
I know.
all these
Yeah.
people, because like back home in America, obviously 12
Everyone's
hours.
calling you, everyone's texting you, everyone's messaging. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I was going on
Mm,
Facebook, Twitter,
yeah.
Instagram saying thank you to everybody.
Mm,
There's a lot of people who were supporting.
Yeah,
like it's your
that's a
birthday. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's your
exactly.
Yeah.
that's
birthday.
a that's an epic high that you'll never get again. I mean,
Brian
appreciate
will
that, man,
experience
because
that tomorrow, bro. Brian,
yes, after we share his dance moves,
like in a draft.
Ivan, Ivan, Ivan
Oh,
will
that's every
experience
day.
that.
That's
What?
every day.
No, please.
Ivan's gonna experience that when I share his dance moves on my
Oh,
No,
TV
let's
show.
please.
go,
Okay.
please, please.
Please
Thank you,
don't
thank you,
try that.
Ivan.
The
Thank
new
No,
you, Ivan.
pandemic. The new pandemic.
no pandemic.
The
Legit.
new-
The new pan legit.
Okay,
Legit.
guys.
oh,
Any celebratory meal afterwards? I mean, did you order anything? I mean,
Yeah,
what
steak and
was that?
good
potatoes.
question.
Did you guys have
Steak.
the urge to eat afterwards, or you didn't have time to eat, or run us through the celebration?
Pancit Canton for Alex.
We went
Oh,
straight to
pang
Chili.
mahaba ng buhay.
What?
We went,
Wow.
we went
Chili's.
to Chili's.
Chili's, yeah.
Oh, there you
Wow.
go.
Yeah.
Ay, sarap
Wow.
Nice.
naman.
Oh, I know,
Sarap.
I know, I
You
know,
will
I
never
know.
forget that meal.
We
You
know
will never
our
forget that
Mm.
meal. What you ate afterwards, how much it
Yeah, yeah.
is. You will not
Surf
forget.
and turf? What'd you have? Surf and turf? What'd you have?
Yes, I did. Yes,
I
I
knew it. I know it. Surf and turf it is, buddy.
surf and turf.
Champion's meal.
You know the
Yeah.
mindset.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Next question. Ivan has been raising his hand for quite
Yeah.
some time, begging to
Yes.
ask a question. But before
Yeah,
that,
Before
No!
that,
Please. Please.
But before that, watch his video.
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ernest.
Ivan, you
That's
have
it.
a
Ernest.
choice.
go ahead, Ivan. We have enough for
Okay.
one day.
Okay, before I continue, I can confirm that they are drafted around 34, 35 minutes apart. Yeah. But anyway, I'm
Oh,
yes, there's a replay on YouTube. But anyway, I'm curious because I follow up to Sir Brian's question because it's kind of hard to do a team workout in this time of the pandemic. So how were you able to submit like your team workouts, your highlight reels? How were you able to submit them to the teams? Did you do your
But
team workouts
before you
via Zoom?
answer that,
mhm.
What?
I'm kidding.
Go ahead, Ernest. Go.
No.
Naka-on
Okay,
cue
go.
na eh. Naka-on cue na eh.
No.
On tune in.
Go ahead. Just answer it. Okay. Well, what was the question again? I mean,
How were
I
you,
agree.
how were they able to submit their like the highlight reels, the mixtapes, or even how did they do your team workouts through Zoom or what?
no, we weren't able to do any of those submitting of team workouts of that nature. I'm pretty sure they just Googled our names. That is what I heard from around the PBA guys, said that they just looked on YouTube, some of our highlights, and just trying to see what they can get out of it if they need something of that nature for their team.
Yeah. Like when I went to the Head Never workout, when Coach Tim Cohn came out, he said, "Hey guys, like we've seen film because once people like when they're asking about who they want to look at to draft, obviously you have your recruiting coach who goes through all the tape and kind of assesses what the team needs and stuff. So it's all through just YouTube and just obviously just old highlights. So I think that's where a lot of the information was just kind of received."
okay, guys. Of course, after a draft, the footage is in YouTube. And did you when did you watch the replay?
I had watched the replay immediately after the draft. because I couldn't believe it. I just kept watching my section, Morocco Bolts pick by Chris Newsom, 4th round, 9th pick, looking at my name, hearing my name, and just replaying it over and over. Because it's just one of those things that you just experience once in a lifetime experience right there. And it's just one of those I just kept replaying, and it just felt, it was just music to my ears just hearing it over and watching it over again.
Loren, did you do the same thing?
To be honest, I haven't had the chance to look at it yet. I was kind of still in the moment, kind of just like I was internally playing it, like wow, like that happened to me, but it didn't occur to me. I was like, wait, this is all on YouTube, so I probably have to go up back tonight, probably screen record it, kind of save it on my phone, and just kind of keep that with me, probably for how long now.
The thing is, you didn't saw things like like this one. It happened like
Oh,
on the 10th round.
What?
Yeah.
Please.
See that?
Happened
Not
on
again?
This happened on the 10th round while you guys were
No.
3rd and 4th round.
Crap.
No,
This was
the
way
thing,
back
yeah,
after.
Ernest,
I
when he
can
was
I
being
can
called,
understand it. I can
when he was,
understand this picture of a beautiful woman calling him out, and then look at his
yeah,
face.
no. No, I
What?
mean
Wow.
that's the time when you're in draft and then you fell asleep and then now
Yeah,
you know,
and yung
you got picked up.
paggising yun. Yung
Oo.
sabi yung paalan mo. Yung paalan mo,
Sabi pa,
nagising na.
Paalan mo. I
Akin
know.
yun. Akin yun eh.
I gotta learn, guys, how to speak Tagalog like,
Yes,
like
yun.
your
Yeah.
Kuya Alex.
Yung Brill Brothers, ha?
This was way
Sabi
like
sa inyo, yung Brill Brothers, ha? Marunong mag-Tagalog kasi ako, yung first contract, I said this
Tanggal na
before.
please yan.
I'm not joking you. I'm not joking you, huh? My first contract is I had to sing the Bayo Magilio for Boss June Cabalan. He was I
The
still
national
remember
Yep.
anthem.
And
the
Bahay
national
Kubo.
anthem.
Bahay
Lupang
Kubo.
Hinirang.
Yeah.
Yes, Lupan Hinirang. Yes,
Yep.
I sung it.
Bahay Kubo. Yeah.
Meron
Ay,
to
Bayo-
go.
Yes, you got it. Yeah, can you give a sample? Can you give me a
Tongue
sample?
twisters.
sure. Here's one.
There it is.
Please.
Oh
No.
my God.
Yan.
No.
Yan. Yan. Oh.
Turn it off.
Eh,
I'm gonna share it later.
so it means to say if you can sing the Bayan Magiliw, you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
The
The Bayo
thing.
Bang,
Magilio.
bang,
Rookie
bang.
initiation.
Bang bang bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang bang bang.
K-pop.
But you should be proud. Alex wants to see it. We don't.
Yes.
I'm not proud.
Well, hold up.
Some sort of
Bro,
revenge
brothers,
to my friend.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. I did it because I ain't gonna lie, and this is gonna be all over the internet. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen that contract, I was like, I'm gonna sing this mother. Because for that amount of money, I'm gonna sing this.
All right,
So,
all right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I love listening to that song before that, before the game. You get to when you get to know the lyrics and you get to hear it, it hits you like especially when you sing the national anthem for America. When you hear the Lupan Hinirang, you know the words, and then you're looking everywhere, and you're in the stadium, and you're just looking and you're like, wow, I'm here. It's game time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's go time. It's
Let's
know,
be
that
Brill,
first-
right?
and then-
Let's be
and
Brill.
then this is gonna be your first picture. This is my first picture.
It's
I don't know if you
can you
see it.
turn it, Alex. It's
Turn it
upside down.
upside down, Alex.
Background.
I'm sorry. This is my first
What's
game
that?
against
Remove you.
my first game in the PBA 2000 against Red Bull. With
Alex, you want to
Commissioner
turn
Drew
off your
Bernardino.
background so we
Virtual
can
background.
turn off your
Yeah, yeah.
background. so we can-
Okay. I'll
Turn
do
the
it right now.
background.
I'm sorry. There we go.
While you're doing it,
And-
you want an intermission number or
Yes.
We
This
can-
is
No,
it. See
please.
this?
Don't do it.
Ivan, gayahin mo
You see,
yan. Ivan, nasa first game mo.
This is it. The first game. Remember,
Nice.
Ivan,
this is my
Ivan.
first game, and I still got it from 2000. So you
Yeah.
guys are gonna have that picture. You guys are
Yep.
gonna have that picture,
Yep.
and make
First
sure
game.
the first game you can make sure Tony Lou. You make sure Tony Lou, because he's still. I know Tony Lou's still alive. He's a
Yes,
photographer
but
for the
Tony Lou.
PBA, and I know you. I know you met
Yeah.
him already.
Yeah.
Thank you. So send my regards to Tony Lou. He's the photographer. He's a great guy. He makes the picture frames himself, and he does all the work.
Yeah.
I and Tony Lou, congratulations for making it this long in life, and he continue to do great things.
Mhm.
Guys, he's a good guy. Whatever he gives you, he deserves, because he's making sure that you have a memory
Yep.
that you'll never. And I thank him for this, Tony Lou. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this.
Players right now don't really appreciate it, but until they
That's right.
retire,
Yeah.
until they
That's
retire,
right. I
that is
appreciate
where
it.
you appreciate.
Yes.
Exactly, bro.
So that's why I'm saying I didn't appreciate him at first because he was makulit, sobrang kulit.
Giving you all these pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like my head's like, I don't know where to go. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get. So now I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna condition you for this, guys.
Mhm.
Tony Lou, he means no harm, but he knows later on in life that when you look back and you see that picture that I just showed you that I had for 21 years, and with the late June Bernardino, the commissioner. I mean, to me, that was you're gonna feel this. You're gonna feel this one day. You're gonna look back on it and be like this. Wow.
That's you. Yeah. the
Thank you,
first
Tony
day.
Lou, and thank you, Mr. Living Proof, for giving me an advance
Yeah.
thought about this, because
Yep.
you will be looking up there on the wall one day,
Yeah.
saying,
Mhm.
"Wow,
We
that was
made
the
it.
day that
Yeah,
changed
that was
my
the day.
life."
Alex, Coach Emmer wants to
Uh-oh.
share this photo.
See,
Yeah.
now here we go. Here we go.
What's
There you
what's
go. See.
what's the king? What's that king? What's are
Oh,
you
that's
pointing, Coach?
Fernando Poe.
Oh, the
Look at that, the
king.
Brill brothers.
Okay.
You see that Brill? This is going towards my
Mhm.
end of my career, and all I did was just work out.
Mhm.
All I did was, hit the weights. Emerson was with me towards the end of my career. He get to see the fun side of me.
Mhm.
And that's Fernando Poe in my leg. I still have that. It's never gonna leave. And guys, look at that. Batang Pier. I wasn't Batang, but Global Port.
Yeah, I like the
No.
jersey.
Yeah. I know,
You see
like
it? You see it, bro?
tight.
Listen,
Yeah, that's
I
a that's
I
a
ain't that
Philippine
old.
size.
I
That's a
ain't that
Philippine
old.
size.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's 3X, man, in the Philippines. So I was wearing some tight stuff. But yeah,
You,
guys,
you,
man,
you got
like I
it, bro.
said, Tony Lou, you met him already. Send him my regards, and yeah, I appreciate everything he's gonna do for you, because when you look back and you look back behind you on the wall where it started, how you look, how it's all gonna be like wow. And trust me, like what Ernest said, it's true.
Yeah.
And you don't appreciate it
Mhm.
until when you're gone,
It's
and then
true.
when you look back, So don't be like, I'm just giving you my advice, and people will give you their advice, but when you experience from my end, you tend to appreciate and you share. So you have been trained, you have been conditioned,
Mhm.
you've been together, and I know when you both gonna live in the same house.
Yeah.
No, am I
Yeah.
right, guys? Are you gonna live in the same
Oh,
house?
some
These
Wait a
guys
minute.
can't
Wait a
someone
wait
minute.
is
to
I just want
separate
to
from
ask.
each other.
Do you
someone got
now?
it.
Do you now want to
Mhm.
separate, or do you want to still live together as brothers?
Right, for now, like in terms of space, like Louis was only in a studio, so we can't all fit together. But down the road, we plan on kind of coming back together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you will.
Mhm.
You will.
Yeah.
You will. You will.
Yeah.
Trust me, and that's a great feeling.
Yeah. Save money, like share utilities.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
see?
right. That's
Yeah,
right. There it
Just
is.
hopefully, just
There it
hopefully they
is.
don't play. Their team not playing in a playoffs or championship. Yeah,
That's
no
it.
At
sharing
least you
of
get to save.
strategy.
No, at least hold up. At least you get to save money on Morocco because you get a
Oh yeah,
discount.
of course.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, any more question, guys?
Well, I have one, Ernest.
But
I just
before
want to
that,
say.
oh, sorry.
Oh, okay, okay, go ahead.
Mamaya.
Yeah. Pampagana lang, pampagana lang, Ernest. Yeah,
Bang,
Pampaumay,
bang, bang.
pampahuway.
pampabawas ng ratings.
No, guys, I just want you to give an advice because to those all kids that same as like doing your, what you did, and I just wanted to know first is like, uh, because I haven't interviewed or asked players what are their experience, doing the same thing as what you do. Because mostly I was asking the parents, like, how did you train your kids? How, like Kuya Louie, I was asking him advice because how to be successful on his whatever, how he did it to you guys. But never did I ask a player to what is the experience that you can tell to those to us coaches and parents as well of the kids who wanted to do what where you at right now. So in those runs, like how can you give the parents and the kids advice? Because I mean, sometimes we go to a table eating and we're not happy, because of what happened to the game, and at this point in time, I can't I can't hear the real talk to my, because of the respect. But how do you advise us coaches that listening right now to treat how to treat their kids or their players, son, how to deal with those two, and then how to be successful on it.
I think just kind of to coach kids and just trying to figure out what they really want. I think bottom line is if they really love it, they're gonna work hard and find a reason to love it. Because I think for the most part, people kind of get caught in just doing it because everyone else is doing it, or
Mhm.
doing it because it looks cool on like Instagram and Twitter. But what's not as cool is kind of staying extra hours to get shots up. What's not cool is watching film, and what's not cool is admitting that you're wrong, because there's a lot of time in my career where I thought I was right. I was like, oh, this is how you do it. And then my dad had to tell me, like, no, like, this is how you should do it. And some as a kid, it's a tough pill to swallow because you always feel like you're right. You always feel like you got the answers. But sometimes you got to really take a step back and, like, look, everyone can be your teacher if you really try to learn from them. Like everyone has their own stories about how to approach things, how to treat a double team, how to attack a press. And obviously there's a thousand ways to skin a cat. So all those answers could be right. It just depends on whether you choose it to be right. So if the kid really loves it, he's going to stick through the hard times. And if the kid really wants to be better, he's going to get better. You can't force that on him. So that's what I had to learn myself, because sometimes my dad was always like, you should go in the gym more. You should go in the gym more. And my brother was the same. And it didn't really hit me until like, oh, like I really love this. I want to work hard. I want to do this. And that's kind of propelled me and my brother to where we're at now.
Yeah, just to
Nice.
check off that, it's in those kind of situations. Like I've played under many coaches from the high school to college to the semi-pro to even on the professional levels. And one thing that I've noticed is that what Lauren said is like you always think that the players sometimes think they're always right. And the thing is, what I've learned is there's never a right answer to a solution when it comes to basketball. There's different schemes, there's different situations. It's just one of those where that coach may be trying to drill something in the player's head, like, oh, you need to be doing this, but in your mind, it's wrong. But down the line, it's like, oh, this is what the situation was talking about. And I just feel that when it comes to these kind of things, is I feel like the biggest thing when you dealing with players, especially like new guys, is just explanation, because in teachings of just wording it more to their understanding, because I've gotten information where it's like, oh, you need to run the pick and roll like this, and then it's driven in my head. But the biggest thing was the coach wasn't able to explain. Then another coach came in, helped me out, trying to explain it and just help me to be a better player. And I think that's the biggest thing. Is just the biggest thing is like Lauren said, some of these guys or kids just worry about what they see other people do on social media platforms, what the cool thing is, just trying to look fancy, trying to see what NBA players and these other pros are doing. But it's always down to the basics. It's the same form, it's the same shot, and this is one of those where us learning the basics has really propelled us, like Lauren said, in our new career, because it's just one of those where just repetitions, and it's understanding, practicing just not to waste energy, just being efficient, being proficient with your moves, with your, with your workouts, not to waste time, but understanding on how that kind of works, on how that system works is definitely going to help one of those kids and the parents to see both ways, that not only does the parent need to see how their kid can excel, but also the kid could also see how they could get better in the gym with their workouts instead of just shooting the ball around and just goofing off. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just understanding explanations, just having the right direction, to be able to just be the best of their abilities.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Anyone that has more questions? Ivan!
Yes.
But before
Two
that,
Please, mababa na po ang ratings natin. Okay, two more questions, but one for each. Okay, let's go first to Lauren, because when you were drafted,
Party?
may motor pa eh, no?
Kala ko party eh.
May tricycle pa sa
No.
likod.
I tried to okay, going back,
Yeah.
Lauren, when you were drafted,
Yeah.
the one who announced was Chris News, Chris News, no, Louie, the one who drafted you, when you were drafted, the one who called you up was Chris Newsom, and Chris Newsom was the Rookie of the Year for Meralco. And last year they also had a Rookie of the Year in Aaron Black. Although you now also have Alvin Pasahol in your team. Do you think there's some sort of a pressure to prove that, hey, I belong in this class? You're now teaming up with two former Rookies of the Year, I mean.
I don't think there's any pressure coming into it. I think learning and playing for how many years, it's the same way I get ready for a game. I put on my shoes the same as those guys. We lace up the same way. We come out, we do the same warm up, and there's really no pressure because I've prepared myself for this moment. I've really worked hard. The best thing I could do from these guys is just learn from them. Actually, it's not more of a competition, but with their help and guidance, I feel like not only will I get better as a player, but I could be a better teammate to them as well. So I think it's just going to be just more beneficial for both parts. I don't really see more of a competition in it or type of pressure in that kind of sense.
All right, one more, because you mentioned earlier that you were part of the RPU team. Can you confirm that?
Yes, I was.
Were you teammates with Jordan Heading, or what batch?
Yeah, so I was actually teammates with Jordan Heading for about a month or two. We actually were, it was the RP under 16 team in the year 2011. Jordan actually, we had finished our Siaba tournament and we had won the gold medal. Some of my teammates were actually in my draft class, like Andre Karakut. He was my teammate. And then some of the guys who also were in the PBA like Arvin Tolentino, Hubert Connie, some notable guys. But yeah, Jordan came in. I mean, he was 15 at the time, I remember. He was the only other Phil. There was another Phil Foreign at the time, Nick Delafu, but he didn't continue his basketball career to the professional level as well. But Jordan and I actually were good friends just because we were the only English speaking guys on the team. We really kicked it off. We did our interviews together. We would try to get shots up together. I was part of that team with him.
But do you see yourself joining Jordan in the seniors team sometime in the future?
I pray I do. I mean, I'm hoping I have the chance and that Gilas calls up my name down the line. I would love to represent the country once again. As Alex said, like hearing that national anthem, like it gives you goosebumps. Like we were in Malaysia at the time and it was nice. You see that pocket of your family and then you also have fans from Malaysia. You didn't think that they would come out and just representing that country, holding my hand across my chest and just, I wouldn't be like Alex singing it, but I was humming, to to the
You
song.
vibing it. You vibing
Yeah.
it. You vibing that. You're
And
like,
I was
oh,
and I was
yeah.
just ready,
Yep.
you know. It's nice to be, you know. I hope one day that Tab Baldwin, if he's still the program director, the coach over there, you know, he calls up my name. But I'm just gonna stay ready, and I'm just praying to God and just gonna be working my butt off to hopefully have that chance once again.
Yeah, it helps that our national anthem has a very upbeat tone to it. It's like
Yeah.
going on a charge on a war. But Coach Emmer, you want to have you want to give Loren an advice how to get around Ho Chi Minh.
Oh, not, not
Wow.
only to Coach Pido, no, but my advice to you, Brill brothers, no, this is the biggest challenge in terms of basketball. No? This is the biggest challenge of your life. My advice is once in every training day, every game, you must be mentally and physically prepared. Follow the coach's
Agree.
instruction. Okay, keep on helping teams on winning games. Okay,
Agreed.
and please don't stay late night. Always focus
That's
on.
yes. That's I will say yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Alex.
Do not.
Is
Do
that
not.
right, Lex?
Even though I made it this far, if I had any regrets on anything that I did was to choose my frustrations and my downfalls with nightlife. Yeah, it's the truth because it's an easy target to get into because when you're alone, see, I was alone the whole time. So, you know, even though I had a wife, I would, you know, argue and then we broke up. That was my out. That was my out from everything, my pain. And then tattoos came in. So please, you know, I know your father, you know, is there for you and your family. So use are good. You ain't gonna get tattoos. So that was my escape. That was my escape from reality and being professional was the pain. I just added pain to it with color. So use have family and yes, learn from Kuya Alex that nightlife. It's okay to celebrate winning a championship, but not after every loss or not after every win. That's exactly
Yeah.
it.
No,
You know,
no
you got
Mars,
your
no
family.
Mars.
No Mars, no
Don't go to
Jupiter,
Jupiter. No, don't go to.
none of this stuff. You know, I'm just happy to be here to share with you and be honest. You know, like I said, you was in this position, and what Emerson said is,
Yeah.
you're in a position to win. You're not in
Yeah.
a position to show off. You're not in a position to, you know, brag. And what Ernest said, all these things. I'm glad to be a part of and share with you my ups and my downs. So you'll hear the greats, you hear the great understandings of being a professional now. Is you take out you focus on the X's and O's as much as you do as your
Mhm.
personality and character. And you take these blessings and move on and make your family proud just as much as you would want your own kids to see in the future. It's never too late for me, but then again, I am sharing with you a very, you know, I don't think other players would do this with you. But for me, I believe that, you know, being honest and being real with you is keeping it Brill. I'm keeping it Brill, and I'm also being living proof that it's never too late for me to give back and to show you guys that it don't matter. Learn from me that, you know, nightlife ain't everything. Save your money. Like you said, you're an entrepreneur in the brain that you know what you're doing. You're a marketing guy. You want to invest in the market and in family. That's good. And I wish I would have had you guys as my when I signed those contracts. You could have made me a couple of $1 million. Who knows by now? But right mindset, Brill Brothers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And say hi to Dad from me and
Will do.
make your family and your fans proud. I know you've got this. God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right,
You're
and
welcome.
we will end with that very good advice from Alex to you guys, and Louie and Loren. This is your chance. Say your final statements before we end the show. But before that, but
Yeah, no,
Ivan!
Really?
Coach Emmer,
no,
Coach Emmer, Coach Emmer.
we have a breaking news.
No, no.
Ivan Sting has much more than what we have right now in our life. We are
Congratulations,
sharing.
Ivan.
Yeah, congratulations to you. Yeah, you
Congratulations.
made your hits.
No,
500K.
please.
Loren, expect this one. Loren, what you doing?
Legit, legit.
Yeah.
Gaya.
Mhm.
He's a scary guy, but after a game, he's cool.
Shot muna, shot muna.
Yeah.
When it's business, it's business. It's
He's the
business is
best.
business.
He's the
That's
best.
right. And he was a great player before, so he knows what it's like. So when you have a player
Mhm.
coach, understand him. Don't hate on him. Don't misunderstand him. It's
Yeah,
like when
same
Alan K.
position.
Dick was my coach, same position. They were there before. Trust me. What
they're
their
doing.
business is, they're gonna give it to you. You gotta accept
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Know your role. But when it's time to talk to coach as a player, he'll understand.
Coach Alex, you had a chance to play against Pido.
No. I think I did. And when he was with Tanduay.
Coca-Cola? Tandun.
Yeah. I think it was Tanduay and Pop Cola. I guess this is 99,
Yes,
2000.
Pop Cola.
Yes. Yeah, I did. And
And
like I said,
how intense he
business is
plays.
business. Yes,
Yeah.
he all the dirty tactics, the smacking of this when you're going for it, hold your shorts, all that stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
But when it was time to enjoy and relax and kick back, yes, Pidot was there as much as he was when it was time to play. So you got to respect him. He's a man of business. He's a man of being a player too. So he knows what it takes.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Straight shooter.
He didn't earn the nickname Fireman for just
Yep. Mhm.
being
No,
there.
exactly.
He earned it
Exactly.
because he's good.
That's right. That's
Awesome
right.
highlights.
You don't get names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
gotta
get
be
names
ready.
like that without.
Louis,
You got to be
Louis,
ready, man.
Loren. Yeah.
Gotta be
gotta
ready.
All right, Louis and Lauren, it's your platform right now.
Mhm.
Final statements. You want to thank anyone? Please do.
Thank you guys for having us on here. It's always great to see your guys familiar faces once again. It was a better opportunity now just because we were able to be drafted. I just want to thank my family and just my friends who always supported me, and my girlfriend Melissa as well for supporting me as well. There's also to the Morocco Bolt Nation, if you guys are watching, come support us in the next upcoming season, and thank you so much again.
Yeah.
Lauren?
Just to go off on Louis, I just like to thank everyone here. I always enjoy the advice and the conversation we have. It's always a learning experience, and I've grown to love that. I'd like to thank my family, my friends, just along the way who've been very supportive in this journey. And I'd like to thank Northport for taking a chance on me. And I'm excited for this season. I thank all the fans who are watching. I'm glad to be here and glad to engage in the conversation.
All right, guys,
Thank you.
thank you very much. I'll give the chance for each of our co-hosts to say their statements again. Let's start with the living proof, and we will end it with Ivan. But Alex, go ahead.
No.
Guys, short and sweet, man. Appreciate everybody around you. Don't look at people different. If you know what they are, just appreciate it. You want to look back and like again what I said. Say hi to Tony Lou. Get as much pictures as you can from Tony Lou, because he's doing the right thing by giving you memories that you will look back on, and enjoy every step of the way, but be professional. That's it.
Coach Enrico.
Well, to you guys, I just want to thank you guys for making it, because in our whatever we do, and like your dad and me, what we're doing is we wanna see somebody went to the moon, so that we can tell them that, hey, you know what, if
Not
these
not
guys make
Mars.
it, not Mars, don't go there.
Don't go there.
But what
Just
I'm
to the moon, not
saying,
Mars.
yeah, what I'm
Not
saying, yeah,
Mars.
for me, like, at least we can now tell to the kids
Yeah.
We have somebody in there. So it's like AIP, Pat the Rock said yesterday, anything is
Anything's
possible.
anything is
Anything is
possible.
possible. So then you make it, guys, because like you, so that's why we're so proud of you, because at least now we can tell them that, like, hey, what we've been doing has been proof that your guys are the living proof in our region,
Hmm.
in our
That's right.
city, that like you guys make it. So that's what I'm saying. What can I say? Like, and then you guys had to keep on proving things. You gotta keep on doing things, grinding. And we're here on our side, that making some of your clones. Hopefully now when you're done and everything, you can get some advice to them as well, like Alex, what she's doing right now to you guys. So that's what actually we're trying to do. We're just making dreams come true. And thank you for your dad of keep on supporting and helping us. And then, like, congratulations to him and your mom, because you guys made it. And like I said, we will always be proud of you. We've been watching you. We're gonna watch you how you're gonna make it, and doing what you need to do. Keep it real, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, and next is 3B Hoops. Aldrin. Aldrin, your mic.
Sorry, actually, I'm looking forward to watch you live on the real game when PBA comes back. Actually, then maybe I will do some content when you're playing. But no, no issue, just clear game on game,
That's
game on
right.
game
There you go,
content.
Aldrin. And guys, he's looking for that sneaker that you're gonna play first, and then you're gonna sign it and give it to him, so you can
Oh
put it
yeah.
behind. That's what he's looking for.
No,
That's the
he
real
was,
hidden
yeah,
agenda.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
He
real.
will save, he will save it for you. And when you
Yeah,
retire, you gotta give it back.
yeah.
Okay, Coach Emmer. Coach Emmer, your mic.
Yeah. Again, congratulations to both of you. Again, in training, in game, always give your best shot. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach.
Brian, the birthday boy, before the main event.
I have advice for Louie and Loren. While you're in the PBA, please don't try TikTok.
That's not me.
Legit.
Oh man.
Learn from what you saw in this episode.
Enrique.
Thank you, everybody. It was finally I was able to talk to Louie and Lauren. I wasn't able to join you the first time around. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
And thank you also, Coach Enrico, Alex, Aldrin, Coach Emerson, and of course the star of the night, Ivan Salvajeño.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get
Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you.
Let's get it on.
shut the
Bang, bang.
Bang bang bang. Bang bang bang. Bang bang bang.
Please,
I like that.
please
I
stop
like
it.
it.
Oh,
Remove
replay.
it.
No, we gotta replay. No, 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 no.
Remove it.
No, 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 no.
all right.
But,
So,
but that.
Ivan, the floor is yours.
Okay,
One
there you go.
advice to the before that, one advice to them: just have fun playing the PBA. It's gonna be one great ride. Yeah. And shout out to the Muralok Alliance. Thank you for initially putting up that video, and now I'm regretting that I was inspired by your video.
More.
You got more viewers than our live. You got more viewers than our live.
Correct.
Muralok Alliance, please. Tama na
Ivan,
mag-Facebook dito.
Ivan, new
Yes.
TikTok Next ano
No.
natin
Maybe more on mga analysis vlogs.
No, 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 no.
Thank you also, Alex and Coach Enrico, for sharing the post.
Thank you very much.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Anytime.
anytime.
It's my honor. It's my honor to
You
share
know what?
that.
I have a lot of groups try to share something. They don't accept that, but that one they did. All of
Oh
them.
wow. Special.
Yeah.
Special.
Okay.
They shared it.
But anyway, before I end the show, I just want to say that for everyone who is watching right now, please hit the like button here on Facebook. If you haven't done it, we are on 69,000. What a number!
Ivan's favorite
69,000.
number.
Yes.
No, that's
And please, also, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. And with that, my name is Ernest Hernandez, being the moderator of this show. Wishing you, wishing you just to stay safe, and God bless.